at Gav Goes In on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok. And make sure you smash that like button, guys, as well. Obviously, give me some support in trying to build this channel. Would be much appreciated. So, Kylian Mbappe stealing the show. Do you know what? I have to say, man. Manchester City this season, they're in trouble, man. What's happened to Man City? Well, I think it's quite obvious what's happened to Man City. A lot of their key players are aging. A lot of their key players are not having the same influence on games anymore. The likes of Kevin De Bruyne obviously found himself on the bench yesterday in arguably their biggest game of the season so far. Obviously, Erling Haaland was on the bench as well. Had an injury last game. Obviously Jack Grealish was on the bench, and again, I would have started Grealish. Someone that can keep the ball. Can draw fouls as well. Um, but yeah, Man City well and truly beat 6-3 in aggregate. Obviously, Kylian Mbappe getting a hat trick at the Bernabeu. And to be fair, I think Mbappe is a good player, but I think there is a lot of overhype about him, I would say. But yesterday, he was the match winner, and he obviously showed the difference he can make. And to be honest with you, like Man City had no answer. 3-1 it was. So yeah, 6-3 and I got 3-1. Obviously Nico Gonzalez getting the tapping from Omar Mamu's free kick. So for me, yeah, I think where do Man City go from here? Again, Man City are in a massive rebuild, and again, Rodri's a massive miss. It'd have been interesting to see if Rodri was fit, to see if he would have made any difference to the scoreline. Obviously, Nico Gonzalez has come in and he's not at Rodri's level, but um, yeah, again, man, Rodri been a massive miss to Man City's to Pep's system, and again, I'm not sure with the current form of both teams, especially Man City. It's hard to say if Rodri would have made a difference in that game, because I think defensively, Man City are like all over the place, to be honest. And Kusanov at right back had a tough game. Again, I'm pretty surprised that Pep actually played Kusanov right back. Big up Kokic. Big up, guys. Big up, man. Smash that like button as well, and subscribe to my channel at Gav Goes In. So yeah, I think Pep playing Kusanov at right back, again, young defender. I think he's what, 19 or 20, up against arguably one of the best players in the world in Vinicius Junior. I can kind of see why he did probably play him there. Um, because of probably Kusanov's athleticism, but again, obviously making your Champions League bow away at the Bernabeu up against one of the best players in the world, is a tough ask. And to be fair, I thought that was a wrong decision by Pep. I think if anything, you want to play a bit more of an experienced player there. Kokic, great message, man. Great message. Easy one for me. Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi by far, man. Lionel Messi for me is if I'm talking about the top three best players ever, Lionel Messi is in there for me, definitely. So obviously you got Maradona and Pele, who people say, but Maradona and Pele um are not in my weren't in my era. So from what I've seen, Messi, Ronaldinho, and then R9 or Zidane, give or take. R9 for me is the best ever striker that I've seen play, and yeah. So for me, Messi, Ronaldinho, and I'm gonna say R9. But it could be R9 Zidane. That's for me, man. Yeah, big up Kokic, man. Obviously, yeah, I'm from England, man. So yeah, as I say, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. Who you getting? Messi, Ronaldo? I'm definitely Messi, team Messi, man. For me personally, Ronaldo's not even in my. If we're talking about actual footballers, Ronaldo isn't in my top 10. If you're talking about trophies won, goals, then obviously there's an argument for. But for actual football, yeah, for me, Ronaldo's not in my top 10. So yeah, Messi all the way, man. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Um, yeah, as I said, I think Pep should have played a bit more of an experienced player there. I know John Stones went off injured. Matthias Nunes has been playing right back, but I think Nunes probably would have been better equipped to deal with Vinicius Junior in terms of he has been playing right back this season, and he's a bit more experienced as well. So, um, but to play Kusanov there, who had a torrid time, I think was a bit harsh. Obviously, John Stones goes off injured, and then Nathan Ake comes on. But I think, yeah, Man City are going through a period of change. As I said, they're looking to integrate new players into this team. Omar Marmoush, who's a top player, he's got to be integrated in. Obviously, Nico Gonzalez, new signing from Porto, and then you've got Kusanov as well. Savinho is still fairly new as well. So they're going for a bit of upheaval at the moment. But what I would say, I think next season, because Pep is going to be the next season. I think next season they're gonna go all out, and it won't surprise me next season if City actually win the league. I think they're gonna go on a madness. I think next season for sure, because I think they're gonna make. I can see them making two crucial signings in the summer, like, and I'm talking about two. I reckon they're gonna sign two players who possibly will be considered the two best players, two of the best players in the world in their position. I think they're gonna make some serious signings. I believe, and again, the likes of De Bruyne, even Bernardo Silva, who's a top player. Bernardo Silva, again, he seems to be coming to the end of it as well. I think he's been ruined by Pep, I would say. But Bernardo Silva at Monaco was devastating. Number 10, pure number 10. And now the way I look at Bernardo Silva, he's like a jack of all trades. You know what I mean? He's just someone that, high energy, can play as well. But he's more of a runner now than an actual technician from what I see. And again, it's a bit of a joke, man, if I'm honest, because Bernardo Silva, when he first came in, you could see that he was the heir to David Silva. And now you can see he's kind of he's just, yeah, his career is just kind of just going through the motions, I would say. He probably needs a fresh move, if I'm honest. And then you look at John Stones again, very injury prone. You say John Stones again, he's coming to the end. Diaz has been poor this season. Ake's injury prone. Obviously, Carl Walker, who was their captain, he's now gone. Gavardio, who I think is a top player. Again, he got done by Mbappe for the goal yesterday, but he's been a bit up and down. But I still think Gavardio's got a lot to offer. So defensively, Rico Lewis, again, he's been at fault for in the first leg for the last goal that Bellingham scored. So their defense is a problem. Edison, again, he looks unhappy, and obviously there was reports of him going. So yeah, their defense is a problem. Midfield's aging. Gundogan's not the same player. Gundogan's a top player, but again, his legs are gone, and I think he's been exposed as well in this team. Um, and again, you've got Kovacic, who is a good player, but not the level of what we're used to seeing in midfield from Man City. Obviously, Erling Haaland scores goals, but his overall play again isn't the greatest. And then you've got Grealish, who hasn't been playing, who for me is a top player, but doesn't play enough. Savinho, who's got quality, but again in and out of games. Foden, who's been poor this season as well. I know he's got a couple of goals quite recently, but he's been poor. Doku's poor, you know. So yeah, if you look at their whole team, probably players are missing. Again, De Bruyne has been poor. Like if you look at their whole team, you can't actually say there's been one standout player. They've all been hit and miss, a lot of their players this season. And against a Real Madrid team, especially at home, and especially being in this competition, Real Madrid are always going to have the upper hand. And in Mbappe and Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo, they've got three players there that are very, very quick, and especially at home with that crowd behind them, it's going to be problems for any team. So Cockett Live is saying, did you watch esports? No, I didn't, man. What happened in esports, Cockett? Let me know. Um, so yeah, man, 6-3 in aggregate. Mbappe hat trick. Um, all three goals he took very well. To be fair, I think the last one. I think Edison probably should have saved that, if I'm honest. On Mbappe's weaker foot. I know he put it in the far corner, but well, it wasn't really in the far corner really. I think he kind of went through Edison, or did Edison too late.